All right, good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. Game 9 for Tulane. This Saturday against UCONN. There'll be a 3 p.m. kickoff on ESPN News. It is homecoming week. I have a couple of things, a couple of housekeeping notes to the media. This Thursday kicks off basketball season. Both our men's and women's teams have exhibition games against Loyola. Women's game will start at 5:30. The men's game will start at 8. We have credentials here today. If you do not have a credential, please get one from us, and that'll take care of you for the entire basketball season, baseball, any other sport as well. Also, on Friday night at 6 p.m. will be the Tulane Athletics Hall of Fame induction. It'll be recognizing the Katrina class of 05-06. I sent out an advisory last Friday. If you guys would like to come, please RSVP. And now here's our head coach, Curtis Johnson.
Thank you guys for coming today. We finally back home. It seemed like we've been on the road forever. You know, we played a real good Memphis team, real strong team. I thought their quarterback was outstanding. They had good skill, very, very good team. I thought, Jordy Joseph came in, one of our backup quarterbacks, and in the beginning of the game, he really did a phenomenal job getting us down the field, getting us into and out of the right plays, and he played good. I thought our defense played good most of the night until the very end. Thought our defense really kept us in there like most times. We had some mishaps on special teams. But, to play the 16th team in the country, I think it was 6 minutes or less than 6 minutes in the third quarter, and, we were down 18-13 and had a chance to move the ball. And I thought, I thought our kids really never quit, and I thought they played well. I thought our defense, Lionel and Jason, our coordinators, had a phenomenal plan for them. And the coaches after the game said, you guys played us as good as anybody played us. Just a couple things about injuries. Arturo's cleared to play. Tanner's day-to-day, but he's practicing. Cedric practiced a little bit today. Eldridge Washington didn't do anything today. And Richard Allen is still in concussion protocol. I think UConn's probably one of the better teams in our conference. I know they play great defense. They got some guys on it. At quarterback, Sharif is outstanding. The running back, Noel Thomas, he's a nice, really good player. I think the top backs in the country. But their D line is just one of those big athletic defensive lines that we're gonna have to have a good plan to play with those guys because they are a very, very good defensive football team. Any questions?
Please raise your hand if you have a question.
How do you build on the first half and up until that point in the third quarter against Memphis and playing against the number 16 team in the country? Everybody's kind of feeling good about things. How do you build upon that in these last 4 games?
Yeah, you know what, and I would say this. I think what we did with Navy defensively kind of spilled over to Memphis. I think that first half for what we did offensively, it was the first time that you really feel good about the offense playing against a really good team. I thought we did well against Navy, I also thought we really moved the ball, but especially playing against a team like Memphis, how we really kept them off balance the first half. Now you just got to tell those kids, now we just got to finish the deal. I think you do that by just continuing to, sometimes you got to repeat the more familiar plays and maybe condense a little bit more and cut down on some of the things that you're doing because, what happened, we kind of fell behind and started to get a little bit aggressive, and that's where they kind of turned the ball over and got us.
Do you know who's going to be your starting quarterback this week, and what did you think of Jordy's play?
I thought Jordy played outstanding for the first time, against a team like that. That's one of the best teams that we playing against, especially defensively. They're very aggressive. If you watch the Ole Miss game, you watch what they did with those guys. Ole Miss went up just like we did, and they more or less shut Ole Miss down. So this was a great defensive team. I think it'll be Tanner. Hopefully, if he's cleared. I like what he did against Navy, and Jordy's capable, and I think Powell's coming back, off of his little injury deal. So I think we'll have all 3 of them. Hopefully, actually, I spend most of my nights on my knees praying that we do have them all.
What is it going to mean if Tanner is able to play and able to build on that progress from Navy and then, again, what some of those guys did early on?
Yeah, and I think if Tanner plays, I think it definitely gives us the best chance of winning the football game. There's no guarantee of winning anyway. I think he does the best job knowing what to do, and he's getting better and better each week. I felt, against Temple sometime he kind of stood there and was a target. I thought against Navy was the first time you watch him, his eyes were downfield, he was hitting receivers, he was moving around, he was doing some stuff that, that a quarterback that you love to see do. So you love to have him play at a game like this.
Playing the last 4 teams you played can wear down the confidence of any team. How do you make sure, and what are you doing to try to make sure these guys still believe in themselves and have the confidence to?
You know what, I think this, I think our team really relishes playing against good competition. I think they like doing it. I don't think they like losing one bit, but I think they like doing it, and you draw from the good things they had. There was some hits, some tackles for loss that we talk about that Memphis never had. We got down to the red zone 2 times. They didn't score on them. No one scored on Memphis the first 2 drives. No one ran the ball on them. The same thing as Navy. We went down the field a couple times on Navy, and we just left it we were on the 1-yard line, and we ended up leaving the game on the 1. It was more tackles for loss. We held Navy to 200 and some yards of rushing. That never happens. So there's a lot good to build on. I think our kids, and they sense that and they feel that, and they just so eager now to continue to play and play more and more and more. I think and the practices are competitive. We have competitive periods against each other every day. So it's really exciting to watch us practice and watch us play.
Are the goals for this team still that you set at the beginning of the year, are they still achievable at 2-6?
Absolutely. I mean, you look, we just got to win. Just like we lost every game, we got to win every game. Early in the season we won 2 in a row. This time we got to try to win 4 in a row. It's achievable. It's hard. But life's hard. We ran into a juggernaut of a schedule, and it's still a tough schedule. But yeah, we think we're going to go out there and we think we're going to play well, and there's never a team that we don't think we're going to beat.
Looking back on it, do you think that the schedule now, Coach, is harder than maybe you even imagined when the season started?
Absolutely. You never think you're going to play 6 teams that were ranked, and all those teams were ranked. And then you look at Georgia Tech, they beat Florida State. Duke should have 1 loss, as you saw what happened in the Miami game against Duke. And then you look at our conference, Navy's 1-loss team. And the other 2 teams, Temple just 1 loss and lost to Notre Dame, and without a blown coverage, that could have been a win. With the Temple game and Houston, I don't know if anybody's going to beat Houston or Memphis. I don't even know if they play each other, but I definitely like to see that game. So it's definitely a tougher schedule. And even this team, UCONN, and you look at what they did. They played Missouri to right there. A missed field goal, a fake field goal at the end. Tulsa scores a lot of points. SMU scores a lot of points, and Army's played everybody well. So it's a tough schedule. It's a very tough schedule.
CJ, you're 3-9 last year, 2-6 this year. Are you feeling any external pressure to win now, or are you just bringing it on yourself that y'all got to get this going?
What I bring more pressure on myself than the first day I took the job. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I don't know what the external is. I'm sure there's a lot of anybody's 2-9 or 3 and whatever. There's going to be pressure, but I don't think anybody can put more pressure on me than I put on myself. Because we lose, I cry. I'm a little kid. And I stay up all night. I watch film. I do, we do all the work we do. It's just, you just got to do it, and you just got to win, and hope your team's improving, and which I think we are. Thank you guys very much. Oh.
Any change in kickoff returns? I know Preston got a little unfortunate when he dropped it and the ball went out to the 1-yard line, but are you
Yeah, you know what, we were so low at back. Sherman really was a kickoff returner, but then when we lost to Cedric and we had Robert Kelly out somewhat, so then we wanted to put Preston back there. It'll be Sherman or Preston back there, or Ricky. One of those 2 guys will be back there. Hopefully we can get Sherman back, but we just don't have the number of backs that we started the season with. So I had to just be very cautious with Sherman. I don't want to ever have 1 back in our program.
Anybody else?
Coach, Beatty's kind of behind his pace last year. Your take on that? Have you gotten him enough touches? I mean, what's your overall feeling on that?
We've struggled with some of the teams offensively that we've played. We've played much better football teams, I think, than a year ago. And I think our team is better than a year ago. And I think it's going to come to him. It just never came to him. You know, a lot of these games when we're playing from behind, where you become one-dimensional and you got to throw it, you got to throw it, you got to throw it. But he'll get his touches, he'll get his plays, and when he gets them, he'll be fantastic. Thank you guys very much.